What do you do when you have too many diamonds and don't know where to put them? Wouldn't I like to have that problem? It's better than having too many mouths to feed and not having enough peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We all aspire to the good life, but once you get accustomed to a certain level of luxury, it no longer seems luxurious, and you're off to find the next thrill, even if it involves using $100 bills to set your fireplace ablaze. If you think there's no such thing as being too rich, some of the crazy things we're about to show you on this list might change your mind. Here are 10 times rich people took it way too far. We know it's not bedazzled with sapphires and rubies, but it will bring you a wealth of knowledge and entertainment. So be sure to hit that subscribe button for more cool videos from our channel. It's the only awesome thing on this list that you can get for free. Belt buckle. Most of you probably haven't thought too much about your belt buckles. It's that thing that comes with your belt. I'm grateful to it for holding up my pants, but I think I'd rather run around naked than fork up $25,000. That's right. This mechanical belt from Rolliny 10 costs a whopping $25K. Now, you might be thinking, what on earth is a mechanical belt? And unless it's a chastity belt, why is it so important? Apparently, this self-cleaning belt buckle engages with the holes in the strap in a way that it can be loosened or tightened with just one hand. And we all know that can come in handy in certain situations. I don't know, I think I'd rather just use my other hand than clean out my bank account. And of course, if you're sporting that much dough, you might as well splurge on the bling. This luxurious belt buckle is actually made of white gold, with red gold accents and 387 diamonds totaling more than 14 carats of pure, glittery goodness. You know, I don't think I've ever had a complaint about many of my belts, except for maybe when it refuses to fit the day after Thanksgiving, forcing me to realize I ate too much. But this fully adjustable mechanical wonder does make me think twice. If time is money and you have loads of money, why spend the extra milliseconds fiddling with a traditional belt? Luxury bullets. Sprinkling a few diamonds on just about anything can make it more expensive. And while we understand the appeal of the bedazzled handbag, shoes, jeans, and even bikini, there does come a point when diamonds start to seem a bit inappropriate. Recently, there have been a lot of badass female characters in movies and comic books that commit violence in style. And while diamonds are a girl's best friend, we don't know how we feel about these diamond-encrusted bullets. At an amazing $3,000 per bullet, on the one hand, that might make someone think twice before firing, but on the other hand, it is a lethal weapon. And do we really want to be making the unintentional statement that a life is worth $3,000? I suppose if you have the means to hire an assassin, you probably have the means to equip them in style. These 9mm bullets designed by Bullet Forge are made of white gold and feature 90 diamonds clustered around a giant amethyst. It's gorgeous, and the seller even suggests wearing the bullet as statement jewelry, perhaps a statement against violence? The sentiment is nice, but I don't know how I'd feel about wearing such a flashy piece of bling. It feels almost like placing a bounty on my own head. Instant noodles. Moving on from things I definitely can't afford to things that I potentially can afford but don't want to. For 43 smackaroos, I can take my girlfriend on a date. I'm thinking a lovely dinner for two, or maybe a fancy dinner for one, complete with a cocktail and perhaps some dessert. Or a cup of ramen. That's right, this cup of instant noodles from the famous UK department store Harrod's costs as much as a fine filet mignon. It does come with a fork that's not plastic and a fancy-looking serviette, all encased in a satin-lined presentation box. But for the hefty price tag of $2 per slurp, I think I'd rather eat at a restaurant. The thing I'm most upset about, though, is that it seems like there's only one flavor, chicken and mushroom. So if you're feeling like something hot and spicy, you're out of luck. Furthermore, they only made 100 of these bad boys, so it's akin to a collector's item. That's a relief because if I ate these cup noodles all throughout college, I would have racked up a bill that rivals my student loans. However, there is a silver lining to all of this. The proceeds go to charity, so you can feel good about your fanciness. And hey, perhaps the exorbitantly rich are sick of munching on caviar and black truffle, and just want to dig into a steaming hot bowl of good old chicken noodle soup, for nostalgia's sake. Fancy Monopoly. Speaking of nostalgia, who doesn't remember playing Monopoly as a kid? The financial strategy and expansion game was famous for lasting for hours deep into the night until one player finally emerges victorious, or the whole family gives up and moves on to something else. You have to entertain the little ones somehow. Whether it's making shadow puppets for free, buying a trinket at the dollar store, or dropping $300 on a PlayStation these days, it's more like buying a smartphone or tablet. Maybe in the future we'll be buying robotic nannies. Anyhow, board games are supposed to be mid-range when it comes to the price of entertainment. but this all-grown-up set costs more than a 55-inch LCD TV. This leather, silver, and gold Monopoly set from Zontic Games cost a jaw-dropping $7,570. It features a raised platform and does look sleeker and more serious than the childhood version we're familiar with. But I feel like if you have that much to spend on a board game, you're probably already buying and selling properties in real life. And if you think that's expensive, there's a $2 million set housed at the Museum of American Finance made with precious gemstones and 18 carats of solid gold. Even the cards are made of gold. But it looks like they're still using good old Monopoly money. If you're that rich, don't you think you'd be playing with real $100 bills? Bedazzled vacuum. Jewels have always been used to accentuate the features of beautiful things, and although diamond-encrusted bullets were odd, there is a certain streamlined appeal to the shape of a bullet. Not so for the vacuum cleaner. From the beginning of its inception up until now, the vacuum has been a clunky piece of household equipment we hide in the pantry. There's just nothing sexy about a big sack that sucks up dust. Sorry, vacuum. Although I would never think to draw attention to my vacuum cleaner, the company Electrolux did just that with this crystal-studded vacuum cleaner that costs a soul-sucking $18,993. I like how they don't just round up to $19K because clearly someone with that much dough still cares about the $7 difference. They say that a clean room represents a clear mind, and research has shown that a lack of clutter and a soothing environment can do wonders for one's mental health. But if you have that much to spare, you definitely aren't doing your own cleaning. It'd actually be cheaper to redo your entire floor than purchase this vacuum cleaner. Well, I guess not if you live in a giant castle with floors made of marble. It all makes sense now. Crocodile skin umbrella. The price of staying dry may be higher than you think. If you live in a particularly rainy city, it might be worth it to invest in a sturdy umbrella, as opposed to those cheap $4 ones you buy at the corner store whenever you're unexpectedly caught in a rainstorm and left your rain gear at home. But if I was caught in a torrential downpour, I'd rather swim to my curb than fork out $50,000 for an umbrella. Yep, $50K for this crocodile skin umbrella from Billionaire Couture. The company boasts that no two umbrellas are alike because, well, no two crocodiles are alike. Somehow, I can see the vegetarians having a problem with this one. I suppose crocodiles spend a lot of time in water, and they never seem to have a problem. But they're also covered head to toe in their own skin. I mean, what if heavy winds are blowing the rain droplets so that they attack you at an angle? What then? If I'm splurging $50,000 on an umbrella, it should at least cover me like one of those Japanese full-body umbrellas, or whatever this lovely monstrosity is. Really though, the biggest problem with all of this is that I always leave my umbrella at the bar, and with a price tag of $50,000, I have a feeling few good Samaritans would turn it in to the lost and found. Fishing lure. Hobbies can get expensive, but they often feel worth it. You're spending your leisure time doing something you love and often getting better at doing it, whether it's sports, arts, or finding valuable stamps on eBay. This is why I picked people watching as my hobby of choice. It's free, and I've gotten really good at leering at people creepily. Anyway, those who enjoy fishing really enjoy it. But it's hard to imagine anyone paying an astronomical $1 million on a fishing lure, especially since there's a chance it might get lost at sea or in the belly of a whale. And yes, you heard right, this extravagant fishing lure costs $1 million, as it consists of 3 pounds of platinum, gold, diamonds, and rubies, totaling 4,753 stones and 100 carats. Even if you're consistently catching bluefin tuna, it's hard to imagine luring your money back. Actually, there's a freshwater fish called the platinum arowana that's valued at $400,000, so just catch 3 of those rare babies and you'll even turn a profit. Personally, I think you're far more likely to catch a pirate or an acquisitive scuba diver. Golden bagel. Breakfast is usually the most affordable meal of the day as long as you aren't at a fancy brunch downing Bloody Marys. The bagel is a cheap, everyday staple that you can fancy up by adding lox, cream cheese, and any number of toppings. But if you've ever had the urge to consume gold, that's going to add a few extra zeros to your morning treat. This bagel served at the Westin Hotel in New York costs a wallet-breaking $1,000. The ingredients sound as fancy as you'd expect, boasting of white truffle cream cheese and goji berry-infused Riesling jelly, and of course, it wouldn't be complete without edible gold leaf. There's definitely a trend in the culinary world of creating luxury versions of staple dishes, whether it's the $150 hot dog or the $2,400 pizza. Yes, the luxuriously high-quality ingredients are impressive, but something tells me that adding a layer of malleable metal might not dramatically change the taste of your bagel. Once again, the silver lining, or should I say golden lining, is that a portion of the proceeds go towards a scholarship benefiting culinary students. My only wish is that they'll go on to create more affordable and less metallic creations. Gold toilet paper. If you're the type to treat yourself to overpriced ramen and bagels, you probably want to give your other end the unparalleled experience it deserves as well. Even though bodily functions come free, luxury bathrooms have been a thing all around the world. You might have heard of the solid gold toilet in Hong Kong's Hang Feng Gold Technology showroom. The bathroom is all gold and worth a ridiculous $29 million. But rumor has it that the opulent bathroom settles for regular old toilet paper. Such plebs. If you want the real definition of luxury, feast your eyes on this 3-ply, 22-karat gold toilet paper roll that costs a whopping $1.2 million. I'm not even sure if I have the skills or precision to handle 3-ply. The company even found it necessary to state that as you use this magic roll of toilet paper, gold flakes will trail behind you, taking you to another level of sophistication. I don't know about you, but I don't see anything sophisticated about toilet paper that leaves its mark on you. At this rate, you might as well be wiping your derriere with $100 bills, though perhaps that wouldn't be as sanitary or absorbent as this gold variety. Either way, there must be a delicious pleasure in literally flushing money down the toilet. Floating bed. Unless you've had one too many all-nighter cramming sessions, you'll probably spend about a third of your life on the bed. So it makes perfect sense to invest in a high-quality mattress that supports your back and ensures you're in an optimal sleeping position. We all know how important beauty sleep is to a productive day at work, but you'll flinch when we tell you how much of your paycheck has to go into purchasing this bed. This 2,000-pound magnetic bed that floats above the ground from Universe Architecture costs a mind-bending $1.6 million. To be honest, it doesn't even look that comfortable. But it can hold up to 900 kilograms, so feel free to load it up with another mattress, all the comfy blankets and pillows you can think of, and of course, your lovely body. Upon closer inspection, it appears the bed is held in place by 4 steel wires, presumably to keep it from rising up through sheer magnetic force before crashing into the ceiling. I don't know about you, but that's enough to keep me awake at night. Come to think of it, wouldn't there be some kind of side effect to sleeping in such a strong magnetic field? What if you had metal on your body, like braces or jewelry? Would you feel safe and relaxed on this magnetic contraption? Let us know in the comments, so I don't feel like the only scaredy cat. We hope you were floored by and chuckled a little bit at the unnecessary extravagance featured in this list. Perhaps now you'll appreciate the smaller pleasures in life, like warm socks, cool pillows, and watching videos on YouTube. And if you want to look at more cool stuff, make sure to subscribe to The Wacky and never miss a video. See you next time.